Yes, are you that person that takes excessive responsibility for other people's emotions and their problems? Are you that person that feels like you got to fix everything for everybody? Are you that person that takes on more responsibility inside of your relationship? For example, are you that person that is a girlfriend but acts and does behaviors as a wife? Are you that boyfriend that acts as if you are that girl's husband? Oftentimes we take on, you hear me say we take on those types of postures because we are over functioners. A over functional person, by definition, let me give you the definition because when I read this definition, it fit me perfectly. And that was a moment, an aha moment for me, even as a counselor slash coach, that I had to take responsibility for. Overfunctioning is a behavioral and relational pattern where a person consistently takes on more responsibility than what is healthy or appropriate, often doing for others what they could or should be doing for themselves. Let me read that definition just one more time. Okay. I wanted to read the definition because I wanted us to understand and hear the whole definition, not just my paraphrase version, but the real version of the definition of a overfunctioning person. Overfunctioning is a behavioral and relational pattern where a person consistently takes on more responsibility than what is healthy or appropriate, often doing for others what they could or should be doing for themselves. And then we wonder why we're always so exhausted. The exhaustion is not necessarily always physical exhaustion. Sometimes the exhaustion comes from stepping in, trying to fix for others, or trying to take off the responsibility from other people that should be on them. Oftentimes, when somebody comes to you with a situation, the first thing we should be saying is, should I be listening or trying to fix? Because oftentimes, an over-functioning person, we automatically think it's our job to fix it because we believe that's what being loving looks like. No, I'm here to tell you that sometimes that's not what being loving looks like. That's what our trauma response looks like. Because either at some point in our life, people did not do that for us, and we want to avoid that feeling of abandonment in somebody else, or we want to avoid that feeling of rejection in somebody else. We want to prevent them from feeling the exact same ways that we felt. So we overfunction inside of our relationships. This is for mothers who don't allow children to take on the responsibility that they could and should be taking on. And we think that that's us protecting them. Really, that's overprotection. Because if a child does not learn responsibility, how will they ever function in this world? As a relationship person, somebody that's in a relationship that constantly takes on more responsibility than necessary, that looks like a girlfriend doing things that only a wife should be doing. As a girlfriend, is it really your responsibility if they're too busy for you to be washing their clothes? As a girlfriend, is it really your responsibility to make sure that they eat every day? Now, if they ask, if you're not too busy, if you don't mind, could you, that's a different story. But to take it on as a responsibility because you want to make sure or you want to try to control the scenario to make sure you're being the best girlfriend that you can be. So you try to do everything for them so that you don't have to face abandonment, so that you don't have to feel rejected. That's overfunctioning. Listen, inside of what's considered healthy, secure attachment in relationships, you don't have to do all of that. Because when somebody really is into you or somebody really wants to be with you, it's a partnership. It doesn't become a over-functioning situation because typically if you are over-functioning, sometimes that means the other person is under-functioning. And they may be under functioning because there is no need for them to function at any other level because you're over functioning. This is a concept I wanted to introduce today. So even on my website, www.sharonthomas.com or www.helptohealservices.com. Yes, I have a lot of different information on there about trauma and mental health, but this is a part of mental health, believe it or not. Over functioning because it has a lot to do with how you have processed your own personal experiences and how you see things moving forward. So if you have not processed your own experiences in the proper way, that's where over functioning can develop. So for me personally, I may not have processed my father being on heroin when I was a child the right way. So I over function inside of relationships, trying to prevent people from experiencing the rejection that I experience. So I take on their problems. I take on their emotions. I take on things that I should not be taking on because I have become this over functioning person. So as I learned these things about myself, I just really believe in my mind that I'm not the only person that is doing these things and that is functioning relationally, behaviorally in this way. I'll be back with more on this particular topic of over functioning. Have the most amazing day.